Okay, now, yeah, the recorder is going.
That's fine.
And then this is what I want to start out with, is that, do you want to go by your name, or do you want to remain anonymous for this?
I can go by my name. I have no problem with that. All I ask is that everything be, like I said, if I say something that you know what I mean, everything be kept in context. That's all I ask. I'm an honest person. I'm ethical. When I give a handshake, my word is good, but I'm happy to use my real name.
Okay, go ahead and state your name and the date then.
Yeah, today's date is March 12th, 2012, and my name is Wes Cole. That's Wes, W-E-S, Cole, C-O-L-E.
Okay, and the next thing I need you to verify is, are you over 18 years old?
Yes, I am.
And I also let you know that this interview is completely voluntary, and that for your participation, I will donate $5 to Occupy Atlanta via WePay, but no compensation will come directly to you. At any time you don't want to answer a question, just don't answer that question. And as we just stated, I will attribute quotes exactly. That's why I'm tape recording the interview, okay?
That's good. Yeah. All I ask is you sound like a very ethical person, just like myself. You know what I'm trying to say. If I say something, I want it to be represented as what I actually meant, not as something else, which a lot of the mainstream media is great at doing. But I think we're clear on that, and I'm fine with it. But you can go right ahead. I'm here to... Okay,
Wes, just tell me a little bit about yourself and how you became involved in the Occupy Atlanta movement.
Sure, I'll be glad to do that. Going back from a long time ago, I've always, been one that just, I guess just to kind of recap, about 6 months ago when the Occupy thing started, it was something that like a breath of fresh air to me, because I felt like the way our country has become, and it doesn't matter, I don't mind saying I am liberal, but whether you're liberal or conservative, it seems like over the last really 20 years or 30 years that our country no longer works for people in this world, or in this country, or the world for that matter, but actually that it's being run by corporations, okay? And, of course, corporations are not people. People work at corporations, but corporations themselves are not people. So, about 6 months ago, it kind of started with the Wisconsin thing, with them rallying in the Capitol, and then Occupy Atlanta was kind of born. I'm not saying it was born out of that, but it was a situation where just, with things looking so bad, with wars being everywhere, people not being able to make a living, the depletion of the middle class, and one of the biggest issues was how, back in 2008 with the crash in Wall Street, so many people lost so much money, and I can tell you right now, my own family lost a lot of money in the stock market, and they thought it was safe. And a lot of homes were lost due to bundling up things and selling them, as that were really risky investments, and people didn't know it. There was just a lot of, I think, white collar fraud going on down in Wall Street, and it seems like the people that got screwed, in my opinion, are the people. The wealthy did not get screwed. If you look at their incomes, they're actually making more money now than ever, as are the corporations making more profits now than ever. So I think the whole thing, it was started with that, but it just goes on and on. Getting money out of politics is another thing. Let's start helping people instead of bombing all these. Just war after war after war. I could go on and on, but that kind of gives you just a start of what got me.
What drove you into the Occupy? When did you first hear of the occupation of Woodruff Park, that was later called Troy Davis Park, and what was your involvement with that?
My involvement with that, I basically went to about the fourth, but just to recap a little bit, I went to about the fourth GA that was ever done in Atlanta, and it was not at Woodruff Park. It was actually over that other park. And I'm trying to think if I can think of the name of it. It's near Georgia State University. There's a little park there.
Was it called Hurt Park?
Yes, that's it, Hurt Park. I went to a GA that I think it was either the fourth or fifth one. It was there. It was before the occupation. So as soon as the occupation started, I was already involved in it. Now, I have not personally occupied myself or gotten a tent. That's not what I have not done that, but I've been 100% supportive of the movement as far as making contributions, as far as money goes, and also I've gone down to like the homeless shelter, Peachtree and Pine, which is where they have been headquarters for some time, and I've helped out with donating clothes and money and stuff like that as well. But I was there from the very beginning, actually, with the occupation down at Woodruff. I just wasn't actually in a tent, but a lot of my friends, of course, that I know now were in the tents.
So would you say you did as much as you could? I saw you at a protest of SB 469.
Correct.
So you did a lot of events along those lines, including donating money in order to support the movement. Did you join any committees?
I was on the committee. I had originally thought about being on the media committee, but I just wasn't able. I mean, I live very close to the city. I mean, I don't mind saying my area is, like the North Druid Hills area, but it's not like I can just walk to these things. I have to, either drive or get on a bus to get there. But I'm within the perimeter of it. I'm pretty close in, but it's not something I can just, be there in 5 minutes, by walking out my front door, so to speak. So it was hard for me to get involved that way, but I've got involved mainly by the things that I'd mentioned before, and also doing a lot of filming of the events that take place there. As far as when the occupation first took place, I've got it on my YouTube channel. I got a lot of those posted. I've taped some of the marches and stuff like that they've done. Standing up for what we call predatory lending. Because that's another whole story. I don't want to get too deep into that unless that's where you want to go.
Well, actually,
I've been involved in some of that too, helping them out. So filming and just supporting them, just supporting the now generation with the world that I feel like is a mess right now, including this country.
Yeah, can we talk a bit about the filming? What precisely did you film? Did you film, for instance, when they got removed from the park, or some general assemblies?
Yeah, I did the couple. I did the one in Hurt Park. I did a little bit of. I'm not a professional videographer, so I do want to. Everything I do is, I got a flip video recorder. It's cool. It does about 2 hours of recording. But I'm very amateurish, but so I'm not a professional in that sense. But I did a little bit of the Hurt Park thing, and then I also did some of the. I went down there and interviewed some of the people when they were in a chance. They were just explaining to me so I could get the word out what they were there for. And it was a lot of the things that I had mentioned. One of the biggest things that I heard too was just the fact that you can't make a living in this country anymore. And it's like the haves and the have-nots. I mean, I don't mind saying I'm 48 years old, but when I was raised, my dad was able to provide for our whole family. My mom could. Not that I'm not saying anybody wants to work should work, but one income could take care of the family, send the kids to school. You could have a good, decent life. I mean, that was very, very common back. Going back about 40 to 30 years ago. But that just isn't the case anymore. I mean, you really can't even make a living anymore in this country. I mean, either you're making a living or you're not. There's hardly even a middle class left. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when I went down there, though, I was getting a lot of that going on, where the students are. They're really heavy in debt as far as their school debts go, and they can't get jobs. I mean, it's just kind of a really hard, impossible situation, a hard way for a young person to start their life off. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. And with the stuff that you filmed, have you put it out on through social networking sites in order to help support the Occupy movement?
Yes, I have. I've got it on YouTube, and I've got a YouTube channel, and I've also have put it on my Facebook as far as that goes. And then, most people, all of my stuff is public. I never make any money on it. I don't do, I don't care if someone does. I just don't want to, because to me, it's about the movement. It's not about making money. You know what I mean?
So you're saying
everything.
You're doing it just to help the cause.
Yeah, to help the cause. Like when I started my YouTube channel, I'm promoting a couple of videos actually. But they say, you can make money by doing. But none of that really interests me, because to me that takes away from what I'm trying to do, which is I'm not trying to make money on this. I'm trying to just simply get the word out that there's a young generation of very smart people that people don't give them credit. And I myself didn't even know much about this now generation. I call it the now generation because we're talking now. The young folks that are involved now, who, even though it's a leaderless movement, they're the ones driving a lot of it, because it's it's their future. Well, 30 years from now, I may not be here, but they're going to be here. You know what I mean? And that's the whole point. So, but I don't want to get off scope or what I'm saying here, but I think that's just sort of want to throw that in there.
Sure. Do you think that the media that you've sent out has helped make more people aware of this issue and possibly overcome some of the deficiencies of the mass media that you see?
I think it has helped some. Yeah, I think I really do. I try to, but you got to remember we're up against a media machine that's corporate backed, though. So I mean, I don't mind saying right now. I remember when the first thing that got me really mad, I made a video on, was when Erin Burnett started her new show on CNN. Erin Burnett, I hadn't heard of her, but apparently she used to work on Wall Street, which I don't. And I do want to say, I'm all for being successful. It's not about that, okay?
Yes.
I mean, my household does pretty good ourselves, okay? But the point I'm making is that